Some questions about loans and investments can't be answered using the y equals screen on your calculator. For instance, if I plan to buy a car that costs $22,000 and I want to know how long it'll take to pay off the car if I pay $350 a month, but there's interest involved, I'd have to scroll till I get to something that is a value that is negative something in my table. And yeah, I don't want to do all that scrolling. If I want to know how much I need to pay per month to see what would be paid off in 60 months, again, I'd have to do a lot of guess and check. So there's got to be a better way, and there is. And you'll find this better way. It's called the time value of money key in the apps section. So if you look right here on your graphing calculator, here's the apps button. Push the apps button. Number one is finance. We want to talk about finance. And we want the TVM solver, which is the first one. The first button, this N, stands for the number of payments you're going to make. This is the total number of payments. Write this down in your notes as we go. I is the interest rate, and again, that will be entered not as a decimal. This time we're going to enter it as a percent without the percent symbol. So for instance, if the rate is 5%, you will enter the number 5 where it says interest. PV is the principal value, the amount you invested on the very first day. That was our use of 0. The payment is how much you're going to pay per cycle, whether it's months or years, pay per N. This final value, if you're paying off a loan, you want this to be 0. This is the final value. And the payment cycle and the payment per year and calculate per year most likely will be the same. I can't imagine a case when they're not. This will be 1 if you want 1 year, 12 if you want to compound it monthly, or 4 times per year if you want quarterly. So this is our payment and calculation per year. So the number of multiplies the number of times you're going to multiply by that interest rate, or by the portion of the interest rate. So now let's use that to figure out what we needed to do for that car problem. If we think about the N, it says, what should we enter in our calculator to find the payment needed? We were doing 7.9 compounded monthly, so we know that this will be 7.9. Compounding monthly down here, put a 12 and put a 12. If we're going to pay it off in 5 years and we're compounding monthly, we're going to pay 60 times. The principal value we were borrowing is right here. That was that $22,000. The payment, that's what we're trying to find out. Find the payment needed. Now, on our calculator, we can't make this anything other than 0. You can't leave it blank. So we're going to leave the 0 there for now, and we're going to come back and figure that out later. 0 is the final value, which is, we want to pay off everything. So now I'm going to enter this into my calculator, and you can watch how I do this. The number of payments, we were going to do 5 years times 12. The interest rate, oh, look at that, it figured it out nicely for me. The interest rate is 7.9. Principal value is $22,000. Payment, this we don't know, so we're going to leave a 0 there for now. Then we're going down to where it says final value 0. That's what we want. We want it to be all paid off. We're going to compound this 12 times. So what we're looking for is the payment value. And you've probably never noticed this before, but above the enter button right here, it says solve. So I'm going to move my cursor to the payment. See where it says payment here? I want to know the payment. So I'm going to ask the calculator to solve for payment. Hit alpha, because that'll give us the green solve. Hit alpha and solve, and it will tell you how much we have to pay. It even gives us the negative in front of that so that we know we're paying. We have to pay we have to pay $445, and we better round this up, 3 cents. If we don't round up, we might end up not paying off the entire thing. Now, what's this little END, this end here at the bottom? That tells us that they will calculate the interest at the end of the month, at the end of the compounded segment there. So that's how you do the first problem.